Every journey begins with a single step. For centuries, pilgrims from all walks of life have embarked on this ancient path, seeking meaning, adventure, and a deeper connection to the world. Today, my Camino begins here. In this video, you'll follow our journey as we walk the entire route from Porto, Portugal to Santiago de Compostela, Spain. Covering around 260 kilometers, it took us about 8 days of continuous walking. We are at the cathedral and getting our pilgrim's pass right now. This is the official starting point for our journey. The unofficial starting point was a little further away, but as I said, we just got our pilgrim's pass and the journey is about to begin. Let's go. After obtaining our pilgrim's pass, we headed straight to Porto's Foz do Douro district, where the Douro River flows into the Atlantic Ocean. This area is renowned for its scenic beauty with rocky beaches, promenades and iconic lighthouses. Along the way, we passed several training bars, where Nana didn't hesitate to get some practice in preparation for the Spartan race, which would follow after the Camino. Porto is also world-renowned for its production of port wine, a sweet fortified wine aged in the wine cellars of Vila Nova de Gaia, just across the Douro River. I'm not usually one for many drinks, but the port wine I tried was pretty good. The Portuguese Camino beautifully follows Portugal's coastline. They've built a boardwalk along the beaches, protecting the natural environment like sand dunes and local flora, while offering stunning views of the water. We just reached our first albergue in La Bruges or La Bruche or however it's pronounced. How do you feel?
Good, tired.
Was it hard?
No, but at the end a little boring.
Yeah, it's boring to walk a
Same
lot.
landscape, same sun.
What about your feet? Do they hurt?
The pinky. But it's okay.
And at the moment we are just waiting in this schoolyard. This was a school before, a primary school, now it's an albergue, and they're letting us in one by one. So the nice lady just came out and started speaking to people who are waiting, and I guess that's a bad sign. Bad news turned into good news. She just told us the supermarket's gonna be closed in about 30 minutes and that's all. But looks like we're gonna get beds tonight here. After all, there was no space inside the house, but good news, we got our own bungalow now. Yeah. That's nice, right? Mm-hmm. It's not extremely big, but it's exactly what you need, right?
Our little private cabin.
Yeah, true. I mean, that's...
Our little private Pinewood Taj Mahal.
Yeah, true. That's her bed. We're sitting on my bed right now. And another one right there. And we got this window where we could potentially sell stuff to the people that are passing by. Yeah, but we have nothing to sell, right? Except for maybe that bikini.
No, I need this.
And speaking of packing, this seems like the perfect time to show you what I brought along for this grand adventure. This is the packing list. We've got the bathroom necessities, a sleeping bag summer, a poncho for rain, a towel, a jacket for wind and rain, headwear, sun mostly. This is all for the recording stuff, a lantern, cables. This is to dry the clothes on the backpack, headphones, a little bag for the waist, wristwatch, 3 pairs of t-shirts, 1 pullover, 4 pair of socks. These are special socks for comfort, 1 swimming underwear, 3 pairs of normal underwear, short pants and long pants. Nothing quite like waking up in the morning to find the clothes you hung out to dry are now wetter than when you started. But hey, that's exactly why I packed those trusty clamps, so I can strut around all day with my underwear flapping proudly from my backpack like a superhero cape. It's the first morning from the albergue. How do you feel?
My throat is a little bit hurting. But was kind of cold last night, and I'm glad to walk. And it's a very nice area here with this fog and this vegetation. So I'm optimistic.
Sometimes the road before you ends, but your journey doesn't. Oh yes, speaking of journeys, here's a funny story. We stumbled upon this absolutely awesome aqueduct, and naturally our first thought was, Romans built this. So we spent the next hour walking beside it, totally in awe, like, wow, how is this thing still standing after 2000 years? Incredible materials, incredible engineering. Why can't we build stuff that lasts 2000 years anymore? Then we found an info board that said it was built about 400 years ago for a monastery. Bit of a buzzkill, but hey, still impressive in its own, slightly younger way.
Today, because we are in a hurry, a little bit, we are trying to do 2 days in one.
I don't know if you can tell, but this day really did a number on us. The Camino is like that. You can mostly choose how tough you want it to be. If you're up for a challenge, you can push on to the next settlement, or the one after that, and keep going. Or if you have more time, you can take it easy, maybe even squeeze in some sightseeing, because you know, seeing beautiful things all day just isn't enough.
How do you feel?
Tired. My back hurts.
Well, yes, but it's only midday.
But we were short on time and looking for that thrill, and oh boy, did we feel it that day.
Hey guys, how are you? Good?
Alive, surviving.
Luckily, every day has to end eventually, and we finally arrived in Barcelos, a beautiful place. After some delicious Thai food and a good night's rest, our spirits were high again and ready for whatever came next.
Hey yo.
How are you?
It's our third day of walking. How are you feeling?
Very good.
Better already.
It's around midday and we're taking a break. We've been walking the whole day until now, which is around 20 kilometers. Well, you can't really see it, but it's 20 kilometers in around 5 hours.
Taking breaks can be a bit of a double-edged sword. Most of the time they're refreshing and much needed, but if your feet are hurting you might think, let's take a break so my legs can recover. Spoiler alert, they don't. You just cool down and those first steps afterward, oh, they're rough. It's like your legs forgot how to walk and all you can think of is, oof.
Okay. Oh, stai beton.
My, I can't believe the sign I'm seeing. Ponte de Lima, 1 kilometer. Whew. We are pretty done. She's trying to sing the pain out. How are you feeling?
Words of wisdom. Let me. I'm like struggling to step after step. And I really wanted to go to the river, but the river didn't want to go to me. So
Oh
I
no!
will just take a cold shower.
Look at the fish. Not a very nice greeting in Ponte de Lima.
During the Camino, you truly meet people from all around the globe. We crossed paths with folks from England, Ireland, France, Germany, Romania, China, Indonesia, Africa, and many more, each with their own stories and motivations. I'll probably never forget this little shop. It belonged to the sweetest lady, sitting just before a decent climb. We stopped there for breakfast and to refill our supplies. Sandwiches, coffee, apples, grapes, and water for an unbelievably kind total of €7. But what truly stayed with me was the way she washed the grapes with such care and love, the way only a grandmother could.
Yeah, Imagine calling a taxi here. Woo. We have been walking for quite some time today, and I think that over there should be Valenca or Valenza, and it looks pretty far, and my legs are pretty done, so I'm really curious to see how long it's gonna take us to reach that point. It looks like really far away from here. I'd say maybe 2 hours. Let's hope not. Okay, it's about 6 and we entered the city. Whew, what a walk. My legs feel like a mush, and mentally it has been a challenge. I just want to reach a destination right now.
And what a destination we reached. Valenca, in my opinion, was the most beautiful place we stayed. We booked a spot inside the fortress, which is like a little city in itself. Staying in a centuries-old stronghold on top of a hill was incredible, like living in history. Oh, and there was a hairdryer too, which, believe me, made everything even better.
It's morning. And what day? Nada, what do you think? Which day do we have now?
Thursday.
Thursday. Is this the 5th day on the Camino?
Yes.
Oh damn, the 5th day already. Well, it feels like a lot. It feels like an eternity, to be honest. Like there's this effect where you just start walking and days are passing somewhat slowly. And even though it wasn't even a week, it feels like a month. Yeah, I'm not sunburned because I wear long pants and this shirt, which is long arms.
Mm-hmm. And you have me?
No, please.
Cream proof.
No. Well, I hate sun cream. Ah. Ah. Oh, also we're gonna cross from Portugal to Spain today. So today we're like, what is this place called?
Valenca.
Valenca, exactly. And we're gonna pass the bridge to Tui, and then bam, we're into Spain. So that's a big day, I guess.
And so we did. This is the bridge that separates Portugal from Spain, and we're about to cross the border by foot without needing to show passport or any identification. I have to say, I love this era.
This is the place where we just crossed the border from Portugal to Spain. Bienvenido a España. In Tui. Tui. Sounds funny. Tui. Welcome to Tui. A kind Spanish lady just gave us apples for free, and the left one is kind of weird as an apple, but the right one looks a little bit more normal.
Well, anyway, the meal was delicious and it was such a typical pilgrim moment. When talking with other pilgrims, you often hear beautiful stories of overcoming hardships with the help of locals or fellow travelers. One pilgrim was starving, still miles from the next town, when a farmer appeared out of nowhere and offered him grapes. Another pilgrim was struggling with severe foot pain and was about to give up when someone passing by handed him their walking sticks, allowing him to keep going.
We reach another checkpoint. We are in Oporino, or? Yes, we're in Oporino. And we're just about to take our first break of today. And we ordered in Spanish because the people here don't really speak other languages than Spanish. So I hope what we ordered is what we think we ordered. We just passed the 100 kilometer milestone, which means that we have less than 100 kilometers to Santiago de Compostela.
One of the most common meals along the Camino is the Spanish tortilla, a simple but hearty mix of potatoes and eggs. It's incredibly nutritious and great for refueling after a long walk. There's even one place known for making the best tortilla on the Camino, though it's on a different route. So you make do with what you've got, but honestly, there's not much of a difference between the best and the usual one. Let's be real, all tortilla is good tortilla.
We are inside a fruit store, but it has a lot of stuff. I bought some grapes, and crazy enough, I wanted to wash them, and I can wash them over here.
And this is, without a doubt, the greatest stamp I've received. Though to be fair, it's more of a sigil than a stamp. You'll get to see it when I reveal my complete pilgrim stamp booklet. Here we just entered the center of Pontevedra. Beautiful town and delicious food. Yeah, she doesn't like onions.
We're completing a week of walking and we're feeling crazy. Walking became like my second nature. Yesterday evening, this whole place was full with tables, chairs, humans chatting and eating, and now it's just empty. Looks like a completely different street.
Having breakfast in Spain can be tricky if you prefer something light. At one spot they kept serving us churros for free, and as long as we ate them they just kept coming. Not that I'm complaining, but seriously, how can you stay in shape with such delicious temptations right under your nose? Speaking of food, while walking the Camino I burned about 4,000 to 5,000 calories a day, turning my stomach into what felt like a black hole. I would eat way more than usual and still feel hungry afterward. Everything I ate seemed to vanish the moment it hit my mouth. I also discovered my love for tuna empanadas. I weighed myself before and after the Camino, convinced I had gained weight with all that eating, but I was only half a kilo heavier. Still, with all the churros and empanadas, that feels like a win.
Good morning, people. We are in Caldes de Reis, but it's in the morning, around 10. Yeah.
We didn't catch the sunrise today,
No.
as yesterday and today's Friday.
If we do it right, this is our second last day. Well, we have...
2 days we have to catch a flight.
Yeah. And we're gonna reach Padron today, and tomorrow maybe Santiago. After we've had a phenomenal breakfast, we're gonna have our second breakfast, like good little hobbits.
Along the Camino, you walk through everything. Fields bathed in sunlight, ancient roads paved by the Romans, newly built streets, over mountains, beside the ocean, and through quiet forests. You wander under grapevines, across sandy paths, passing through charming villages and modern cities alike. As a traveler, you witness so much. Every few hours, the scenery changes, and yet you keep walking. The feeling is indescribable. Once your feet toughen and the pain fades, what remains is something truly miraculous. You become a passerby, an observer of life as it unfolds around you. For a fleeting moment, you see what others see every day, then you move on. This transient state of simply walking, eating, and resting becomes your existence for days on end, and in that rhythm, there is a profound space for reflection. With hours to ponder, the Camino gently nudges you to question your everyday life. It invites you to redefine and refine how you live. I ask myself, how do I feel about the things I do daily? Is this truly how I want to spend my time? Is there something I could change to live more authentically? And if so, what and how? These thoughts became precious companions on my journey, offering me a chance to re-evaluate not just how I manage my time, but who I aspire to be. The Camino becomes more than a walk, it becomes a path to rediscovery. Good morning! We are having our last morning on the Camino, which means we're just one day walk away from Santiago de Compostela. How does it make you feel?
I'm excited, but also sad that it ends.
Yeah, true. And I'm really hungry. Like I could eat everything. Right now I made some porridge with apples, and usually this should be enough for breakfast, but we also have here this stuff, and maybe just eat one or two of those, even though it's not the kind of food you want to eat, but it's just there, and it looks kind of delicious. So just dig right in, you know what I mean? Just take that for an example.
Chocolate.
Yeah, like I'm crazy about chocolate, and everyone's crazy about chocolate apparently, so we're just eating chocolate at every meal.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like this time when I ate a bowl full of yogurt, strawberries, and chocolate with like a ton of chocolate.
Like there was literal Nutella spoons. I think about at least 3 or 4 spoons.
More. I think more.
Yeah.
But then I felt so guilty and so sweet.
I was planning on adding this cola cow to my porridge. I have no idea if that's gonna.
I think it's great.
Because this is something that they have here. This is not Nesquik or anything like that. It's just a cola cow, like Coca-Cola, but
like Nesquik.
big moment incoming.
Wow, very nice. You can see the cathedral from here.
First sight of the cathedral. Can you see it? Huge. So there you have it. We just saw the cathedral, and we still have around 7 kilometers left. That's not a lot, but in walking time it should be around 1 hour and a half.
I don't know, but those last few kilometers felt strange. Reaching the cathedral for me was devoid of the emotion that others seem to experience. It's the second time I've walked the Camino, and just like the first, when we arrived at the cathedral, where pilgrims from all paths converge, something felt off. Around 2000 pilgrims arrive each day, and it's incredible to see people crying, hugging and celebrating, but for me there was nothing. The cathedral doesn't symbolize the end for me. If anything, it feels more like the beginning, the start of integrating everything I've learned along the journey into my life. Sure, the architecture and engineering are awe-inspiring, but they're not where my focus lies. In fact, seeing so much wealth poured into a single structure leaves me with a sense of unease. But that's just me. On the other hand, we arrived under the light of a full moon, which felt purely magical. It was something we haven't planned, yet the way our journey aligned with the lunar cycle made it feel like there was something deeper at play, almost as if everything, maybe all things, follow a grander, more perfect design than we realize. In the end, the Camino experience is deeply personal. It's different for everyone, and that's the beauty of it. For some, the destination holds meaning, for others, it's the journey itself. And for me, the magic wasn't in the cathedral, but in the road, the people, the lessons learned, and the quiet feeling that somehow we're all part of a bigger plan.
This is my stamp booklet, and here you can see all the stamps I gathered on the Camino Portugués. So around here we started, and this was an extremely good coffee place. I loved it, best coffee I ever had. Oh, and this stamp here is really cool because it's 2-colored. That's very rare. I have only one of those. And yeah, there are a lot of cool stamps. This one is a little dragon. That's also cute. You can get stamps from everywhere, like from restaurants, from bars, from churches. This is my biggest stamp by far. Look at it, it just the entire page. I also have another one here, but this one is gigantic. And this one over here, this one is a really cool stamp. Well, it's not a stamp, as I said, it's more of a sigil, but it looks amazing. It's like this tree and two wolves. Wow. Yeah, and that's about it.